What's up, YouTube? It's RS Mario here. And it's that time again, people. It's that time. It is WWE pay-per-view time. In about 6 days, it will be WWE Hell in a Cell. Alright, so, I'm not, okay, I'm not particularly the biggest fan of this pay-per-view. I love Hell in a Cell matches, but I do believe that the Hell in a Cell, should not be a gimmick at a pay-per-view. It should be like something that happens once in a while when two guys just get to the point where they can't, the only way to reconcile their issues, the only way to solve this is to lock them in a cell and let them beat the hell out of each other until one person wins, and that should just happen. Like, it should be like a natural disaster. It just happens once in a while, and it just happens randomly. So, alright, WWE Hell in the Cell 2014. I have to stop doing that. I like it, but it probably sounds horrible to you guys. Alright, so the card is kind of small. Expect basically like on the fly booking here, because this card is only about 5 matches. And the last few pay-per-views have had, a bunch of matches on the card, 6, 7 matches. This one only has 5. So expect there to be some on-the-fly booking. So far, we have 5 matches. We have Big Show versus Rusev, Sheamus versus Miz, Brie versus Nikki Bella, John Cena versus Randy Orton, which is arguably the main event of the pay-per-view, I think. And Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. The only match that really has a lot of story behind. Well, the other matches have story, but that's the big one. So, alright, let's go through this here. From least relevant matches to the most relevant matches, let us start here. First one being, unfortunately, the Sheamus versus The Miz. Alright, so, yeah, this is probably the least relevant match because it has the least amount of story behind it. Even though I do like these two guys, these are two of my favorite guys on the mid card. There's no story here. I mean, there's a little story, but there's not much. It's for the United States Championship. Who do I believe will win this match? I think Sheamus is gonna pull this out. Even though I've been wrong before, about things like this. But what I think is gonna happen here is, Sandow is going to try to interfere in this match, Damien Mizdow is going to try to interfere in this match, and it's going to backfire, and Miz is going to lose his opportunity at the title, and eventually that's going to turn into a face turn for Sandow. He's going to have to turn, Miz is going to turn on him, he's going to become face, and he's going to have to, fight the Miz eventually. If Sheamus were to lose, it would probably be some sort of shenanigans. But I don't see Sheamus losing here. I see Miz coming out. I see Sheamus defeating Miz, retaining the title, probably due to some backfired attempt from Mizdow at trying to interfere in the match. The next one is Big Show versus Rusev. All right, so this Rusev match doesn't have as much build as the last 3. Like his matches with Big E, his matches with Swagger, and his match with Mark Henry all had a considerable amount of build behind them. This one has some build, but it's not as much. Big Show has gotten the best of Rusev for weeks now. And, he knocked him out twice. He knocked him out on SmackDown. He knocked him out on Raw. He took down the Russian flag. He has been dominating Rusev, which usually, classically in wrestling, means that he's going to lose. One way to predict wrestling, and it's not 100%, it's not a proven science, but one way to predict wrestling is the guy who looks good on TV is usually the guy who loses at the pay-per-view. So I'm calling Rusev to win this. Rusev is gonna be a stud in the company. They're building him for something. I don't know what. I'm afraid his next feud is probably gonna be for the United States title. You know, that's inevitable. You know, it's coming that they're gonna stick him with a champion. You know, be it Sheamus or be it Dolph Ziggler. I think it's gonna be they're gonna put him with a champion. More than likely, because of this United States versus Russia thing, it'll be with the United States title. So we'll see Sheamus versus Rusev probably at Survivor Series, which actually sounds like a pretty good match. But only thing that's gonna suck is Rusev's gonna win. So, but yeah, I call Rusev to take out Big Show here. Next match. Brie Bella versus Nikki Bella in the match I'm calling the You're My Bitch match. That's what this is. Because of course on SmackDown, Nikki basically made this challenge at Hell in a Cell, and the winner of this match will make the loser their personal assistant for a month. But in the words of Nikki Bella, you know, if she wins, Brie is going to be her bitch for a month. So, this match has had a ton of story, a ton of build, you know, heel turns, people getting screwed over, people getting stuck in handicap matches. It's been building to this for a while between the two of them. And it's finally coming down to that, finally coming down to the two of them getting into this match at Hell in a Cell. You know, it's finally coming down to this. And, I mean, actually, I don't think this is going to be a bad match. I really don't think this is going to be a bad match. Like, it won't be a fantastic match. It won't be a classic. You know, it won't be a catch-as-catch-can match. You know, it won't be a wrestling clinic. But it won't be a bad match. I mean, if you look at Nikki Bella from, you know, last month, you know, at Night of Champions, I mean, she was a beast in that match. I mean, freaking torture rags, backbreakers. Like, she was a beast. I'm like, where did she learn to wrestle? I thought Nikki was the lame one, you know? I mean, because, you know, out of the group, like, Brie could wrestle, and Nikki was just the hot one. But, you know, Nikki can actually kind of work. So, you know, this match should be an okay match. I predict Nikki's probably going to come out on top with this one. You know, this one, she's going to win this either from some shenanigans or she's going to win this clean. I don't think this is going to be a clean win, though. I think something is going to happen for Brie to lose, and she'll have to be Nikki's personal assistant to keep this story going on for another month. Even though, I don't know, WWE may not do that because they really haven't had them on Raw. As you see, that they haven't had like a lot of Nikki and Brie segments on Raw. They've had Brie winning matches, but they haven't had any of those horribly done promo segments between the two, which means they might be trying to, you know, end this story. You know, if they are going to end this story, they would probably have Brie win, but with the stipulation though, you know, the story is still going to go on for another month. So if I was booking this, I would go ahead and I would make Nikki Bella to win this match and have Brie be her personal assistant for a month, and have her get a title match, have Nikki get a title match against AJ next month, and you know, have like a kind of like a what do you call it, like a conflict, like a conflict with Brie Bella. You know, does she do her job as Nikki's personal assistant, help her screw over AJ, or does she, you know, stay out of it, which means she'll get fired? Next match, John Cena versus Randy Orton. Yep, so this is the first time I can say John Cena is in a less relevant match than the main event. Even though technically this match probably is the main event. Technically this is probably the last match you're going to see on the show. You know, technically though, it's not the main event. The real match, the real main event is the Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins match. You know, because that's the match with the most story. That's the match with the most going for it. Because this match literally was just made because these two had nothing to do. Now, one thing they could do tomorrow on Raw or Monday, what they could do is they could make this match, the winner gets an opportunity at the championship at Survivor Series. That would make this match mean something. You know, that would otherwise this is just a match just to have another big match at the pay-per-view. You know, and if that's the case, that's gonna suck because I mean, even though this is a big match and it has two of WWE's headlining stars in it, it doesn't really matter because we've seen this match like 1,000 times. You know, so you know, I mean, outside of WrestleMania, now this was WrestleMania, I could kind of understand because John Cena and Randy Orton have never gone one-on-one at WrestleMania, but this is not WrestleMania. This is Hell in a Cell, and we've literally seen this match at Hell in a Cell in Hell in a Cell before. So yeah. Other than that, this match has nothing really. This doesn't really mean anything. It's just a match between two big guys, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a good thing either. Either way, John Cena's gonna win this match because he's gonna get another shot at Brock Lesnar, and they have to keep him looking strong. Randy Orton has nothing to win or lose, so it doesn't really matter. So John Cena's gonna win this. But if WWE was really creative, if WWE was really awesome with this, and they made this match for a shot at the title, they could have Cena lose this match to Orton. Do either it won't be clean because it's John Cena, but they could have him lose to Orton. Have Orton go on to face Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, and then have that get screwed up by Seth Rollins trying to cash in again, and this would basically make a face turn for Orton, since they're kind of hinting at that, with the friction between Orton and Seth Rollins, and Orton not wanting to clean up Seth Rollins' messes and put out his fires, which is what the Authority are kind of making him do. They've been kind of teasing a face turn for Orton. And we get on to the main event. But before I do the main event, I'm going to do a few other things. So before I do the main event, I'm going to go over some possible matches that they're going to pretty much stick on this pay-per-view on the fly. Because I don't think we're going to get away with just 5 matches. I mean, these are going to be some long matches. Even though I do think Sheamus and Miz may actually, be a pretty good match, and I don't know if they're gonna get the time they need to really do a good match. But here's a few matches that'll probably take place at the show. One of them being a Divas title match, a tag team championship match. The Usos versus the Dust Brothers. They're still in a feud. Like on SmackDown, they just had a match. It was the Dust Brothers and Miz versus Sheamus and the Usos. More than likely the match that's going to get on this show is Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro for the Intercontinental title. That's more than likely the match we're going to see. That match is it has potential to steal the show. Because you got Ziggler and Cesaro, both guys who have the ability to steal the show, both guys who are awesome in the ring, and not to mention Ziggler can sell anything, and of course, I can see this match with Cesaro dealing out massive amounts of damage to Ziggler, and Ziggler, just selling clotheslines and pop-up, European uppercuts, and man, this match has the potential to steal the show, if given enough time, and with 5 matches on there, they should probably just add this match to make it around even 6 matches and give them a good amount of time and let them just roll, keep on building, more prestige to the Intercontinental title. So finally, last but not least, the main event, at least in my eyes, the main event. More than likely, this is not the main event, but Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. Alright, so this is the first real blood feud we've had in WWE in a while. Alright, so this feud is not about titles, it's not about the Money in the Bank briefcase, it's not about something petty, This is a blood feud. These guys just don't like each other, and they have not liked each other since Seth Rollins turned on the Shield and basically tried to kill Dean Ambrose by putting his head through a bunch of cinder blocks and almost ending his career. And Dean Ambrose basically screwing Seth Rollins over every chance he got to try to cash in the briefcase. So this is going to be the end-all, be-all in this match. This feud is going to end here at Hell in a Cell. It has to, otherwise Hell in a Cell really means nothing if it doesn't end a feud. But Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins, this is going to be the match of the show, in Hell in a Cell. It would be awesome if there was some accidental blood, but more than likely probably not. But this is going to be the match to watch. These two guys, both of them can wrestle. Both of them are indie darlings. They both know what they're doing in the ring. Specifically Seth Rollins, being a former Ring of Honor World Champion, he is definitely a capable athlete, a capable wrestler, technical, aerial, whatever you really need him to do, Seth Rollins can pull it off. And of course, Dean Ambrose and his chaotic style inside of Hell in a Cell is going to be a sight to see. It's going to be crazy. This match really should be the main event, but just because Cena and Orton are in the same ring, it's automatically going to be the main event, whatever type of match it is. So, but yeah, this match is the one where everything's riding on the line. I wish this match was for the briefcase, and they still have time to do that. The only problem with that is if it's for the briefcase, then it's guaranteed Seth Rollins will win. Right now, it is very, very hard to call who wins this match because it can go either way. It can go Seth Rollins could win this match. He can use the win in order to strengthen himself before he becomes champion. Even though technically he's won a lot of singles matches, in the last few months since he's won the briefcase, he could use another singles win, especially a big one in his first Hell in a Cell match. But more than likely, Dean Ambrose is probably going to be the one to pull this off. The reason why is, one, this is his first Hell in a Cell match, and this caters to his type of style. His brawler, insane, unpredictable, or, type of style. This type of match caters to him. The other thing is, he is the number 2 face right now. He is the second face, to John Cena. So, there's, since, Daniel Bryan's gone, Roman Reigns is gone, CM Punk is gone, Dean Ambrose is the second face. He's the number 2 guy. So he needs a strong win. Now, Seth Rollins, he does also need the win, but he doesn't need it as much as Dean Ambrose. Seth Rollins has a guaranteed championship in his pocket. He doesn't need to win this match specifically, to be strong. He's going to win the title eventually in a few months. Dean Ambrose needs this match, but he's not going to be anywhere near the title anytime soon. I'm predicting, those are my predictions. I predict Dean Ambrose to pull this out, to end the blood feud between the two, and go on to do something else. What? I have no clue, but that's about it. So just to basically bring everything full circle here, all my predictions are Rusev to go over Big Show, to go on to eventually go for a title, a mid-card title, probably against Sheamus. Sheamus retains against The Miz due to shenanigans from Damian Mizdow backfiring on him. Nikki Bella defeats Brie Bella, possibly with shenanigans to make her assistant for the rest of the month, for next 30 days. Let's see, John Cena goes over Randy Orton to go on to face Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, and Dean Ambrose defeats Seth Rollins. So that's about it for this pay-per-view. That's my predictions on Hell in a Cell. Stay tuned after this match. After this match. Stay tuned after this. In a few seconds, I have a pretty big surprise for everybody. Well, an announcement for the channel. coming up. So just stay tuned. Don't click away too soon. Just enjoy.
Still here.
Let me show you the power of Talos Storm Crown, where my bread is long winter.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The controversy